Yellow is the sexual compromise of the target. Lots and lots of examples. Currently, we're looking at Diddy, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. Yes, the Diddy parties, as they say, with the latest with the celebrities escaping from America ahead of the Trump administration because they know what's coming. I believe that once the DOJ is cleaned up, once the FBI is cleaned up, once the military is cleaned up, these people will have nowhere to hide. Why is it a incredibly well-known basketball player who happened to say, ain't no party like a Diddy party, all of the sudden would walk away from his sport? What video is he on? Rumor has it that they're auctioning off on the dark web videos of him at Ain't No Party Like a Diddy Party. So that's kind of disgusting if you look at it that way. We also have information that all of these Diddy parties were caught on tape. Now, what seems very odd to me is that these celebrities, these politicians who went to these Diddy parties when were all caught on tape after hours, all of them are now trying to buy their own videos off the dark web. But it seems a little strange to me because if you were trying to keep the scam going, wouldn't you have made copies of those videos? You're going to sell one back to the target and say, okay, now that you've got it, now you know it's real, but I've got 5 more copies. What you going to do now? More money? Maybe? How do you buy yourself out of that? You don't. You wind up you're owned for life. If you don't want that information out, and they say, we're going to need you to do something for us. What are you going to do? Say no? All of a sudden, your information comes out there? I don't think so. You're not going to want that to happen. You're going to be at the beck and call of whoever it was, CCP, Deep State, Diddy, Epstein. I mean, it goes back further than that. We don't even have the guest list at the Epstein parties on Little St. James Island, do we? We know who was in the flight logs to some degree, but we don't know who's on those videos. And, it kind of makes you wonder, is he even expired, if you know what I mean? So Epstein, Diddy, they're not the only ones that have been doing this. There's a house in New Orleans that burned down a few years ago that they say was completely wired with video cameras, and people from the music industry, people from the Hollywood industry would all come there too, and people from politics would come there. And here's how it works. You go to a party, you're having a drink, you're mingling, all of a sudden you start feeling a little woozy. All of a sudden you don't exactly know what's going on, and you get tired, you fall asleep. And at that point, they've got you. All they have to do is put you into a compromising position with maybe an underage girl or an underage boy, depending on what your background is. If you're a religious person who has a wife and children, and you're of the male persuasion, maybe they put you in a compromising position with a young boy or a young man. Same thing with the other way around. If you're a woman, they want to get control over you. They give you a little drinky winky with something in it. You find yourself kind of dozy, woozy, not real sure what's going on. You turn around the next day, you get a couple of pictures in the mail saying, look, you're going to do what we tell you. You're going to vote the way we tell you. We own you for life. What are they going to do? All of a sudden, you start voting absolutely with your party forever, as in the case with the Democrats, or you start voting against the better interests of America and against what the American people want you to do, because you don't want that secret out. You don't want to destroy your career. And this is how we wind up with politicians in these positions. The other way they do it with sexual compromise is maybe they slip in a honeypot, get you involved. Maybe you're married, Eric Swalwell. Maybe somebody by the name of Christine Fang comes in, Eric Swalwell, and you end up in some kind of a sexual relationship with a Chinese spy. Maybe, Dianne Feinstein, you end up with a Chinese spy as a driver for 30 years. Maybe there's more than just a few of these politicians that have this problem. I'd say there is. I'd say there's a lot of them. Hopefully, we can get them cleaned out. Hopefully, this all starts going away.